What if the reason you feel stuck, anxious, or fake is because something inside you is divided? What if freedom has nothing to do with your bank account, your job, or your relationship status, and everything to do with your alignment with truth? You've heard the word 1,000 times, but no one's ever told you what it really means or why it's the key to your personal power. Hi there, Truth Seekers. Shirley from AXSIOM. We make practical philosophy usable and straightforward so you can think clearly, live freely, and stop wasting time on things that don't actually help you live better. So let's strip it down to what integrity really is. You're not free if your thoughts, your words, and your actions are out of alignment. You can read all the self-help books, follow all the podcasts, and even meditate on a mountain for 30 years. But if you're lying to yourself or hiding something you know is true, you will never feel whole. That's what integrity is. Not some moral checklist, not being good or nice or perfect. Integrity is the alignment of your thoughts, your words, and your actions with truth. It's when what you say matches what you believe. What you do matches what you know. When you have integrity, you gain power. Because now you're no longer pretending. You're no longer divided. You're no longer second-guessing yourself, trying to remember what lie you told to whom. You're clean, you're clear, you're free. Let's break it down even further, because this word gets thrown around a lot. Here are 3 precise definitions of integrity and what they really mean in your life. The first one here is the condition of having no part taken away. Wholeness. If you chip a perfect glass bowl, even slightly, it's no longer whole. It looks fine from a distance, but you know it's been compromised. Same with you. Every time you go against your knowing, your gut, your truth, you chip away at yourself. You say yes when you mean no. You laugh when you're dying inside. You act one way around people and completely different when you're alone. That's a fracture, and enough fractures turn into collapse. To have integrity is to be whole again. No missing parts, no fake smiles, no silent betrayals of self, just complete internal alignment. Let's look at a real-life example. You're offered a job that pays well, but it goes against everything you stand for. You say yes, thinking it'll be temporary. But soon you're anxious, disconnected, and unmotivated. You feel like a stranger in your own life. That's what happens when your wholeness is compromised. Definition 2, the condition of not being marred or corrupted. Soundness. This is about inner damage, not physical harm, but the kind of subtle erosion that happens when you compromise what you know is right. Not the kind others do to you, the kind you do to yourself. It's the lie you thought didn't matter, the excuse you made to avoid responsibility, the deal you broke with yourself. You may have gotten away with it on the outside, but on the inside, the corruption begins. You feel it in the self-doubt, the procrastination, the constant need for validation, the little voice that says, "You're not really who you pretend to be." That's a lack of soundness. That's internal decay, and you can't fake your way out of it. Another example, you promise yourself you'll stop gossiping because it feels wrong, but next week you do it again to fit in with your friends. You laugh along, but afterwards you feel off. That's the erosion of inner soundness. You've violated your own standard. Definition 3, soundness of moral principle, trust, honesty, sincerity. This one's about being real, not just good. It's when your actions reflect what you truly believe, not what others expect from you. Most people confuse it with being a good little boy or girl, following the rules, being polite, keeping the peace. But real integrity isn't morality. It's not obedience. It's truth in action. A person with integrity doesn't parrot what's popular. They say what's true, even if it costs them. They don't wear masks to be liked. They tell the truth because they can't not tell it. When you have this kind of integrity, you don't need to be managed. You are your own compass. You are your own standard. That's where real confidence comes from. Not the fake kind, not hype or ego, but the kind that comes from being aligned. No cracks, no secrets, no lies. Another example, you're in a group where everyone agrees with something you strongly disagree with. You feel pressure to stay silent, but your gut won't let you. So you speak up, not to be difficult, but because you can't sit there and pretend. That's truth in action. That's integrity. So what happens when you lose integrity? Simple. You lose trust in yourself. You second guess your choices. You sabotage opportunities. You smile in public but collapse in private. Your mind becomes noisy. Your clarity disappears. You start needing more and more from others' approval, forgiveness, rescue. You stop being cause of your life and become an effect. And you might not even know why. But deep down you do. Because you remember every moment you broke from yourself. Every lie, every avoidance, every time you pretended not to know. So, how do you restore it? You stop hiding. You stop selling yourself out. You trace back the places where you became divided and you clean them up one by one. You acknowledge the truth. You take responsibility. And you bring your words, actions, and thoughts back into alignment with what you know is real. That's how you get your power back. That's how you get your clarity. That's how you get free. In the future, I'll be launching a comprehensive course where you'll have the chance to thoroughly clean up your personal integrity with no distractions and no empty concepts. It will directly walk you through what we just talked about, how to identify exactly where things went off track and why they did, and how to reconnect with your integrity. A complete step-by-step process to restore your clarity, rebuild your self-respect, and reclaim your inner strength. If you're serious about playing a better game in life, don't wait. Go to AXSIOM.com and sign up. Here's your challenge. Take one area of your life, just one, where you've been out of alignment. Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe it's a promise you broke to yourself. Maybe it's a truth you've been pretending not to see. Write it down, then write the truth, and take one small action to bring them back into alignment. Start there. Start now, because the longer you stay divided, the longer you stay stuck. Let me leave you with this. What's true for you is what you've actually seen. Not what you've read, not what someone told you, not what feels right, but what you've looked at, tested, and know for yourself. If you lose that, you lose everything. Personal integrity means owning what you know, saying what you see, trusting your own observation without needing permission. That's real integrity. Not fancy words, not borrowed beliefs, just the courage to stand by your own direct experience. If you're not living by what you've actually observed, if you're too scared to say what you see, then your integrity is gone. Everything else, honor, truth, clarity, come after that. It starts with this. See what you see. Know what you know. Say it, live it. That's integrity. That's freedom. Integrity isn't about being perfect. It's about being whole again. No more double lives. No more pretending. Just you. Real, raw, grounded, and aligned. Integrity equals freedom. Because if you don't have integrity, you don't have yourself. And if you don't have yourself, you have nothing. Look for yourself. Own it. Rebuild one truth at a time. Truth isn't a concept. It's a choice. Remember, question everything, even yourself. And never forget, one truth applied can change your life. Coming up, we're going to be examining the word ethics. What does it really mean? And how does it give you the tech to stay in integrity, not just fall in and out of it? Trust me, that one's going to flip some switches. Make sure you don't miss it.